Take 2. Nah, fuck the first one up. Alright, man. We back. This is a glorious fucking morning or evening. Now, first and foremost, we're going to start off with the old East Side High alma mater. I want y'all to sing along with me when I say this. We all are just idiots, and we all don't really know shit. You know you don't know shit, right? And that's it. Now, you might say, oh, that's a very rare way to start off. Oh my God, here, Mr. Riley Bones in there. Start off the class with, but see, the reason that's the alma mater is because it puts you in a state of mind you need to be in to learn some shit. Because one of the biggest impediments that we have to learning is thinking we already got this shit figured out. We know it all. That's one thing I've noticed since I've been teaching or trying to give people some type of valuable information, or at least some information that I consider valuable personally. So because and basically it's not saying you're an idiot. Some people are, but I'm saying you have to. What I'm saying is sometimes you have to temporarily suspend what you already know, or what you already think, or what you think you know, so you can receive new information. And it's like Cube said, yeah, the old shit ain't, the new shit ain't working. You don't believe new shit, you can always go back to the old shit. He didn't say it like that, but it was something similar to the song. But we can always go back to the old shit, you know. But you have to learn how to. That's a part of the art of learning. Because what do you have to lose? It ain't like it. See, understand what I'm saying. When people figure out they know it all and they got it all. Even me, not me. Even knowing what I know what I know. But even when I know some shit, I still temporarily act. That's what I'm saying. It's really not being an idiot. Acting like an idiot or acting like you're ignorant. The man who knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. There's a science to that. You have to put that to the side. Then, okay, and even if the total package of what the person is trying to tell you isn't correct, it might be one or two. You might learn some shit that add on. You might be right, but it might be one or two or three nuggets inside the rest. You know, outside the rest of that shit that's wrong in what they're saying that'll even empower your shit or add on your shit to give you more. And you could bring back your shit you know, put it with that, and they say, well, yeah, you're right, but not really, or whatever. You got some points, man. Some people don't do that at all. Some people just, that's why you be trying to tell them something. Every time you trying to tell them something, they always come back with, what shit, you be like, well, you are fucked up. For real, you have to learn how to suspend that shit for a second and be an idiot. Act like you don't know sometimes, just so you can learn some shit. If I ran around acting like I knew it all, I wouldn't go buy no more books and shit. I wouldn't go listen to no other lectures and shit. Because I feel like I knew it all. That's the key to this shit. That's what a lot of the learning impediment come from. Thinking you got the shit, you already know some shit, and letting what you know keep you from learning new shit or figuring out or being afraid of being wrong. Some people just be afraid to be don't like to admit to being wrong and are afraid of being wrong. There's no room for that shit in scholarship. Believe me when I tell you this shit. So yeah, let's get to it now. I got the fucking pictures, man. This shit is gonna be off the chain. Look, we're gonna start it off by calling on Young Jungbu, Super Kai Thug, Super Kai Thung, but Thug is the same thing. It's all Thug, Super Kai Thung, KHAI. This is my girl. She been coming through lately. It comes through in different forms. You got Cassandra, that's a government name, but even that's when you read about Cassandra, it's Etruscan. It's Roman, but all that shit comes from the Roman and Greek shit is later. That is descendants of the Etruscans. That was the original people of the land that we call Greeks and Rome and all that shit. But Cassandra, one of the things about Cassandra, she came from a big family. This nigga here comes from a big family. Know that. So, now, Young Jungbu is, hold me one second. But yeah, but Young Jungbu, Super Kaya song, Thug is really some spiritual shit. Don't get fucked up. Even John Henry Clark, that's why I say, we're finna get into that too. I guess that's the direction I start off on. I write notes everywhere. But I'm telling you, man, I'm like Whoopi Goldberg right now. She was in Ghost, all the goddamn spirits and shit, trying to, she was old, the scene when she was overwhelmed, and you see her, you watch the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. That's how it is right now, but I got it under control, trust me. That's why this shit is everywhere, but we're gonna bring it all together. So, Young Jungbu, Sue Kaifa, but the thug shit, even John Henry Clark told a story about him shooting dice on a corner in Chicago. And he said, see, even you gotta have, even I got a little thug in me. Everybody gotta have a little thug in them. And he's goddamn right. Cause the thug nigga part of you, or that ghetto shit, or that hood nigga mentality, is what makes it easier for you to see that the cracker don't love you. And when you set yourself in the opposition to that, the less likely you ought to fall for the tricks and trades of that motherfucker. Thug nigga shit. Super Kaya thumb. Kaya. So Super Kaya thumb. I can go deeper with that shit too. You can fuck with that India. Goddamn Indian spot. I'm talking about the ones in India. India, dolls, motherfucker. But they had, you got them, they had children, they had 4 children. Jib Jang Sangni, and Sagni, Sujang Norrise, which is the boy, and Jib Jang Sangni, which is the girl. Then you had Jujufu and Jazaju, frog deities or whatnot. Let me say. All right, yeah. So Lujufu and Jazaju. Now these are frog deities. Hekati shit. Reptile wins. That water come reptile. See, now it's funny because Sibit came through yesterday. I was reading up on him. Now, something happened Saturday. We ain't gonna get into that though. We gonna kind of moonwalk it. Now we get into setback mode. Jib Jang Sangni and Sujang Norrise, they're the mountain deities. Lujufu and Jalaju are frog deities. But and it's all relates to this earth creation. Even if you look at this close enough, you see it looks like a frog. You know, it kind of looks like Kermit too. And it's funny because I kind of look like Kermit. And she got a cousin who used to call me that. A cousin used to call me Kermit and shit. Now see, you would take it as an insult, but it's like, no, that's life. Some people, I always tell you, you're another frog deity who in the building. Ronaldo Ray. Go look at Ronaldo Ray. He got the frog eyes. And I ain't gonna lie, ever since this nigga came through with Lil, when I called on him in January, that's why I've been on this comedic shit. You ever see how I get to talking, my voice get raspy? Who the fuck you think that be? He be helping me getting to my tapping my heart chakra with the humor. So shout out to Ronaldo Ray, man. Yeah, we'll be back through this weekend. We got some shit coming up for you niggas. Yeah. Now mind you, so about 2 weeks ago, I was watching Gods of Egypt for the first time. Wasn't really impressed. But what they were showing you in that movie was you had horrors and then you had Beck. Those two was just two different, both versions. Sebek is one, just another version of horrors. But they didn't call him Sebek, anybody called him Beck or Beck or whatever. Okay, now watch this shit. Remember I made the joke about that I seen the movie like either a little bit before or a little bit after. I made the joke about the eagle beaks and shit, about the nigga looking like he wake up and eat eagle beaks for breakfast. Right after I did that video, when I was on my way to go upload it, I seen a fucking bird with a goddamn, I don't know what it was in his beak. It was too far off. It looked like a worm or something. I don't know. But it was kind of far off. But whatever, the motherfucker had something in his beak. Show you how I'm on point with this. Oh, this shit is lovely. Watch this. So, facts. So you man, huh? Nah, I don't think did I have my phone? Yeah, I had my phone. No, I think I did I have my goddamn phone? No, I think I didn't take the picture. Sometimes I ain't even feel like taking a picture or something. I just looked at it and said, I see. But right after. So so right after the fucking video. So yeah, this is popping. Shout out to Sam Cooke too. I got a connection to him with Sambo Kojin. Sambo Kojin is a kitchen guard. So you a chef, or you in the culinary arts or something like that, or you can call on him to assist you. I'm trying to do the same thing once I can get some fucking bucks to get me some shit to cook when I'm at it, motherfucker. But that's gonna be one of my next hobbies, learn how to cook better. Or whatever, just not cooking just to be cooking, but cooking with a little bit more love. But shout out to Sam Cooke. But so that happened. But then, but Sebek is sacred to the reptilian, reptile, to reptiles. And y'all, I've been telling y'all about the dinosaurs and Selena. All that shit. You gotta put out, look at all this shit is connected. Now, something happened Saturday involving a lizard. And the lizard told me to tell y'all. Because sometimes some shit I don't tell you. Some shit I keep to myself. I ain't gonna, like this really was some book. This is the type of shit you're gonna see in the book. But I'm gonna tell you this shit. Not today though. But I'm gonna say it on the camera. Because the lizard told me to tell you. I'm making communication with these motherfuckers. So you might sound like, oh, that nigga's crazy. No, this is the shit we used to do before the cracker came. So he's Johnny come lately. So this type of shit, he had to learn this shit. You or him, well, I ain't gonna say you, but we got brought down to the level of him when he first came out the caves. They weren't spiritual like us, so this type of shit, they had to learn all this shit, and this shit was taboo to them, or it was unbelievable to them because they were new to the planet. By the time you get to American slavery and all this shit that's coming out of slavery, now we're like them. You get talking this shit, you be so Christianized and Islamicized and whatever you want to call this shit. Oh yeah, to my Islamic friends out there, go look up Zamzam. Miami, them people in San Antonio, my mama, grandma, my auntie, peace be upon them, they call me Sam Sam. But they got another name named Zam Zam that's sacred to well water. It's popping, believe this shit. So, so when you start talking about communicating with animals and shit, that's what the Jungle Book was about. That's why I be looking at Disney. See something about Disney, because them motherfuckers will take shit and put. I got some shit down there from Disney right now. When that shit came out, I went and got it. Whoop. Keep it at. I don't even look at the shit just to have it. These motherfuckers, I think they know what they be doing. They know it be science and they shit, like the Jungle Book. They put this shit out. It's only gonna be out for Christmas and 3 months and shit, or whatever the fuck, or some Thanksgiving or holiday, whatever. They bring it out for special occasions, and then put the shit back up and some vote to vote. And you know this shit. I think they do that for. I gotta go. I don't know. I gotta find that Jungle Book though. That shit is some science in there. I know it is because I'm doing this shit, and I ain't talking about what he's literally got on my shoulder and whispered. No, you have to pay attention to the sign language of this shit. You think sign language is just this, and even that. I'll tell you about California, the gangbang and shit, throwing up the signs. That's us. That ain't nothing but mudras. Look up mudras. This is my shit. It ain't got nothing to do with no blood stored up. Whatever, I ain't knocking them. But this is usually how you see the Indians doing this shit. That's a direct connection. I got the scholarship on this shit. Look, I done that shit one day, not for no gangbang purposes, but for spiritual purposes. The shit you see the Indians doing, the Hindus and all that. And my nigga Greg, which was the blood, came through. We had another partner named Chestnut. Chestnut. Chestnut used to wear a shirt. He was him and G was both Bloods from 3rd Ward. Chestnut used to wear a shirt with a hand on it throwing up the B. When I done that, because I was reading about the deity, I think it was San Madero, whatever. I was reading about him, and they were showing all his mudras, and that was one of the mudras. That day, my nigga Greg started coming through when I started doing that shit. So yeah, this shit is real. Excuse me if I'm talking like 6 from Blossom, but it's a lot of shit I'm trying to get in. And I got to walk to upload this shit, and that son kicking the ass. By the time I get back, I don't even want to do shit for the rest of the day, so I try to squeeze as much of this shit out. Like I said, if I could just upload it here or go for about 4 or 5 hours, I wouldn't be rushing like this. But trust me, we going over. I'm speed reading and shit. But anyway, the movies and shit, yeah. So I probably saying the shit you thug, you be like, the shit we look at it like you've been trained to look at it like something bad now. Really be shit that we been doing. It's just even rap. Hip hop did not start on the East. Rap did not start on the East Coast or in New York. It reemerged because we was already doing this shit. Just like Thug, that's just a reemergence of some shit. Mudras, reemergence, all that gang. That's why that shit is so appealing. That's one of the things that appealed to me growing up. I never want to gangbang, but that shit looked cool and shit. You know, look at throwing the sign, but it looked cool because it was appealing to something that was in my soul from past life, from the Indian shit, and mudras and all that shit. This is how you got to start looking at life. You can listen to rap, watch football, whatever hobbies you got. If you ain't doing this shit, if you ain't in the knowledge of self, science, you ain't doing shit. Trust me. But anyway, so I said, watch the movie back up, the fucking God of Egypt shit. I wouldn't sit and watch it again. That's really, I didn't too much get into that shit. So that was the big. But that was just him and horrors. They was just the same thing, just 2 different versions of horrors. And then so Beck, Sebek, the reptile, crocodile, the baby crocodile. That's why he was smaller, because Sebek, the big and Kemet, the big crocodiles, were considered like soot. They were like a better term, the bad ones or whatever. But Sebek was the baby crocodile. That's why he was it's the small. His symbol is the baby crocodile, because his symbol is the baby Jesus. That's why in the movie, you had Horus, the Hawk Horus, or who was named Horus or Heru, and then he was. But you ever notice they was next to each other. Beck was smaller than him. They were trying to show you he was a smaller version or whatever. But the way he told me to tell you this shit was half his tail was missing. You know they tail be falling off and shit be happening and then regenerate, but half his tail was missing. He was telling me to tell you niggas this. Okay, then y'all ain't just talking shit. Oh, it gets better. That was Saturday. Civic Energy came through yesterday. I was reading on Cammy. Cam, Kim, Kimmit, same thing, Egypt. Kami is just the Kami in Japan. You got the in Shinto religion in Japan. You have the Kami, and Kami is just basically in Shinto religion. Everything in the earth is the nature. One of the aspects of it is nature worship or nature adoration. The Kama, my notes said. But just go back to Izanagi and Izanami, which are the mother and father of Amaterasu. It's the left eye should come back in. See what I'm saying? And basically, Kama is all things produced. Take my notes here. All things produced. See, I'm a bad motherfucker. I pat my own stuff on the back. Fuck this. Ain't nobody else knows I'll do with my goddamn self. So I was studying that shit yesterday. Dig this. So now I'm an aesthetic. Now I see why I always had and this is another, where me and another area where that's why I was telling you I'm not a nihilist. Like you listen to Bobby, he leaned more towards a nihilistic side of things. At least back in the day, people change shit. And I understood what he's saying, but what how I can take what he's saying and put it what I'm saying is this. It's not about saying fuck the earth or fuck the physical. That was a thing though. So when he was saying all that, it was needed. But that's why I would say you have to have your own mind too. You can't just always be too wrapped in what somebody else saying. Because I never totally subscribe to that, but I get it. But I understand. I'm Sambo, the combined of both worlds. I know how to reconcile shit at the middle. What it really is we became so fixated on thinking that the earth realm, by being brought down through slavery and all that, and losing our original sense of spirituality. See, the white man, since he lacked the spiritual essence that we have, all he could relate to was the physical. And then they had to evolve themselves by even studying and learning all the shit we've been doing. So now they know all that shit. That's why they can put it in movies, and they put it in the movies and music and all that shit. The whole while we throwing out from slavery and shit, don't even know all that shit. They know it, so they can put it in the shit because they've been studying all these years. So the reason why what Bobby was saying was relevant and valid is because what he was basically trying to say was, the thing about it is, it's not about saying fuck the physical. It's about saying that was to break niggas out of thinking that the physical was the only shit that existed. Because even people that think, even when you go into the mainstream religion and shit, people can say they're Christian. And then you can say, well, I seen the ghost the other day. Oh, you go talk about that spooky shit. Well, then they talk about ghosts in the Bible. They talk about spiritual shit in the Bible. They talk about it's supernatural shit that happened in the Bible. But if I start telling you supernatural shit that happens now to a Christian, they'll say, oh, there you go with that devil worship shit. I'm like, no, motherfucker, I'm telling you shit. The biggest one, I'll tell them, you know we the gods, right? Oh, that's blasphemy. Well, your book says it right here. That's why you can't listen to motherfuckers. They're crazy. That book was meant to cause confusion. You don't know how to read that motherfucker, I can show you. I can take that motherfucker and use it as a tool and teach. If you just going off what the fucking interpretation you was given by your slave master, you might as well wrap it up. So anyway, now I'll tell you the rest of the story of what happened next Saturday, this Saturday. You'll see why. Trust me on this shit. with so my little buddy came back today. I'm sitting on the porch, and lizards, I tell you, them motherfuckers be hanging out with the kid. I'm talking about a lot of times I go out there, motherfucker, lizards just come out, always come out like it'll come. I can tell that motherfucker is coming out. I can tell it's coming out to come kick it with me. I don't go try to pet him and shit. You know they got this space thing, but like I was telling y'all a story about Hakati a couple months ago when every time I got in the car, that lizard kept getting on the damn. And this was for days. This shit lasted about 4 or 5 days straight. Every time I go get in the car and smoke, the goddamn lizard to jump on the rearview mirror. This how I know this shit is real. So even when I saw the lizard with the half a tail Saturday, I wanted to take a picture of it, but I had my camera on me. But I was like, damn. I took a picture of the other half of the story, but I didn't get the picture of the damn lizard with the half a tail to prove to you this motherfucker was trying to tell you some shit. So I'm like, damn, why show when y'all went? I had this. That motherfucker, you'll see this here, look at the color of it now. Yeah, I'm just now showing me what I need to say when I go back to Aaliyah. But anyway, this shit's for awesome. So boom, I ain't even got to my notes. That's what I'm saying. I need more fucking time. This is bullshit. This is Chromebook on some. This is bullshit ass laptop. But anyway, so I was kind of thought, I was like, damn, I got a picture of the other thing, but I didn't get the picture of the fucking the lizard. So you know it, the boy come back through the day and give me another shot. But look how shit happened. I'm sitting on the oh, hold on, let me get back to the damn thing. But I was talking about it. Anyway, it's about not being so fixated on the earth, because we think only thing that exists is the physical, and that'll block you. Me personally, I always been the type. It's like that's that song, Luke Combs, "The Things Money Can't Buy." I can relate to that song because I always been a fucking aesthetic when it comes to earth. And after doing this shit now, even now it's even more so. The sky look different than me now, man, because it's like it's even more. That blue shine even brighter. That burning blue. That's a bad motherfucking joint too. But that shit just looks different. It's like I don't know how to explain this shit. But it's always been like that. Don't get me wrong. I like rainy days at times too. Don't get me wrong. Rainy days can be beautiful too at times. So it ain't just that, but that something about the blue sky and that green fucking tree, that shine of the sun off them green leaves and that grass. Jung Soo Young Jungbu, it's the sky, the earth, Subakaya song. I was dealing with them yesterday, and I went outside, and I was thinking about I was thinking about how I've been noticing. I was like, you know what? Outside all this spiritual shit, yeah, life's a little bit of a drag for me right now, because just like with everybody, the fucking financial shit. When you bring, I don't know what you say, money and everything. And Bobby once said his queen told him never say you're broke. So I'm not gonna sound. I can't. I want a PlayStation 5 right now. I can't go get the motherfucker. We put like it's certain food items and shit I want to go get. I got about $20. So you know, I mean, I'm finna go get some damn fluoride-free toothpaste. That's $6. So make it I got a few the dollars some change over there, like $15. So you just leave it at that. So you know, I know money can't buy happiness and all that shit, but let's be honest, man. When you ain't got the shit just be, you know, shit just, you know, you prone to have some goddamn depressing moments throughout the day and shit. So, but I've been noticing that shit ain't been lasting long. Usually, I be fucked up like this, and nigga be stressed out and shit. It's like, but for some reason, this spiritual shit is like, that shit, I can't even, it be, the spirit shit is starting to outweigh that shit, so it's like, to put it like this, it ain't as, being financially deficient as I am right now isn't as bad as it would have been shit a year ago. That shit, I don't even focus on that shit. Cause the spiritual, that's how I know. Anyway, let me straight how I relate. I was sitting on the porch this morning, and I was like, man, I know goddamn well I ain't gonna through all this hell just to go through hell. I know I'm gonna be alright. Fuck this shit. Eventually, I don't know what the fuck, but soon as I said that shit, a fucking bird flew on the branch of the tree in front of me with a fucking branch in his mouth. After that, the goddamn little buddy with the half a tail ran by. Another moment telling me to tell you about this shit right here. Telling me to tell you about what I'm telling you now. The shit I was thinking and how all this shit happened. As soon as I seen that bird, seen that branch. That branch is another name for Heru too. Horse of the branch, the umbu branch and all that. Yeah. As soon as I seen it, I said, damn, I have a phone on me. Once again, shit, I would have took that picture. Then my little buddy rolled by. Whoop, with the tail. I was half a tail. Now I had a feeling he was gonna see. He hangs out with a nigga. I said, son, go get that goddamn phone. He'll be back. He'll be there when you get back. You think I'm bullshit? I know you niggas thought you talking that crazy shit. Oh no, motherfucker. No, brother. You gotta get your own. I got something for your nigga ass. You think I'm lying? You think I'm bullshitting? This boy got something for a nigga ass. We come with proof in the pudding. We came with the proof in the motherfucking pudding, boy. Think I'm bullshitting you. I got it right here. I get a clear one too, so you won't get it fucked up. You get it fucked up. Get it fucked up. I put it in your face. There you go, right there. There you go. Yeah. I put it in your goddamn face. I'm bullshitting. So you hear me telling these lizard tails and birds and shit. Oh, that nigga talking that dumb shit. You wouldn't try that shit with Kathy Whitmore, damn it. You wouldn't try that shit with Kathy Whitmore, damn it. I'll tell y'all about that one day. That was bad, motherfucker. You wouldn't try that shit with Kathy Whitmore, damn it. But yeah, it's cracking. You better know that shit. Yeah. So yeah, man. So anyway, man, boy, I need more time. This is a bullshit laptop, man. Better than nothing. But anyway, let's scratch this shit out. So, then I want to go back and I guess I'll go there. Yeah. And then I'm not sure no we're gonna be able to fit all these notes in the motherfucking. I'm a long-winded nigga. But let me tell you this. I want to go back to what I was saying about consciousness, conscious people or whatever. And this is my take. And I said I didn't mean to diss the conscious community or conscious people. But we're gonna go back to that in the crack cocaine thing. I want to double down and just get my point across one more time. Or what I was saying, I was talking about I would sell crack right now or whatever. Tell you what I'll say there. If there is a cocaine law, believe that. See, this is how deep this shit goes. if I was to say a nigga was, I stayed somewhere where they was selling crack at, right? But I'm conscious, and I'm looking at it like, I'm above, I'm beyond that, right? And and you might fuck around and do a ritual, some shit for some spiritual prosperity ritual, some type of financial assistance. And a motherfucker might come. You might be cool with the drug dealers. But you might not indulge. You might be fucked up and need to pay your rent anything. And you might take one of the ones you the coolest one with and say, hey man, I usually don't do that, but you need about $50, man. I'm trying to pay my rent or some shit. That nigga might need to pay his shit too. He might have the exact amount of money in his pocket he need to pay the rent. And the only spare money he has is in crack. He might say, look man, I know you may not be in tune to this type of shit. I can't do that for you right now with my money. I'll do something. I tell you what, I'm gonna give you these 5 stones. If you sit over there for about 3 or 4 hours, it's a good chance you're gonna get rid of them motherfuckers and be able to do whatever you need to do. Now you looking at that shit, oh no, that's criminal. That could very well be that goddamn crack cocaine guard, that cocaine guard. Because we used to use cocaine for healing, and that shit was considered divine. I got the fucking black and white. You can talk shit all you want, so I got the fucking black and white. Now, am I telling you to go out and do that? No. The last thing one of the last things I want to do, I didn't even sell the shit that much back when I was around, back in the game when the shit was jumping like that. I can count on your hand the number of times I sold crack to a crackhead. And the last time I really done that shit, the nigga beat down the head. We never found him again. We gave him credit. I gave the nigga some credit. Never seen him again. We was ready to beat his head in. We been looking for the nigga and shit. Me and we about 12 years old, walking with bats and bottles and shit. We was gonna go find that nigga. So I'm not saying this to say selling dope is cute or to look cute. But what I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to give you an alternative. I'm trying to show you really how far you have to unlock or how far from ordinary fucking thinking, even within consciousness, how far from ordinary, you have to then travel sometimes. Because like I said, that is blasphemy. Conscious, what's up? They poisoned the community. They very well did. But I'm telling you what it was. We used to do this shit. They cut us off from doing it for all them years, and they started doing this shit. That's why I was considered the white man drug. Now I don't know when they cooked up the crack concoction and all that shit. That was another step though. But the base of the shit is cocaine. So by the time they reintroduced this shit to us in a form that we can afford, when niggas started smoking this shit, it had been so long since we had it out. We some shit we used to do, but it been so we used to do and it was good. We did it. We didn't let the shit take us over though. But when the shit came back, when they pushed it back to us, the shit was so. It had been so long. It's just like anything else you do. You go a while without doing it, and you shit just take. I'm telling you, just like the nigga Eddie said, you give a nigga, you on a fucking island stranded, and you starving, and a motherfucker throw you a cracker. That's gonna be the best cracker you had in your life. Same shit. No pun intended. But motherfuckers going so long without doing this shit. When it finally came back, it had been so long since motherfuckers actually partook of this shit. That's why niggas was so addicted to it. I'm telling you, like the time I was staying with my mama, I don't know what the fuck happened. But we must have been a while without eating. Because by the time all men came and picked me up, took me to McDonald's, nigga, I was eating hamburger after hamburger after hamburger after hamburger. And I sat there and I don't know how many I ate, but I just remember it was just hamburger. Because I hadn't eaten in a while. Same thing with the crack. When the shit got reintroduced to us, that's why people were so addicted to it. And they probably knew this shit. So yeah, I'm not saying they didn't, I'm not agreeing. You have to look at both sides of the truth. I'm not saying that they were wrong. They knew what they were doing. They probably know, okay, You give them this shit, they gonna go crazy. They ain't had it in a minute. They gonna get addicted, fuck their lives up, whatever. And I understand that, so I'm not agreeing with that, and I am against that too. So when you say they poison the community, no, not necessarily poison. They just use some shit that you really, ancestrally speaking, used to do. They just use it to manipulate you. Because I know, God, I don't know for what you say. I'm willing to bet you, if you go get every other crackhead that ever existed, or person that smoked crack that ever existed, it'll be, even if it's just a small amount, it'll be some motherfuckers that'll tell you, it didn't ruin my life, I'll smoke. I bet there's doctors, lawyers, and shit that are probably doctors and lawyers still to this day. They know how to smoke crack and keep their shit together. It's all boiled down to it. Not saying, not trying to take the sting off of the fact that it was a fucking an attack, because it was. But what I'm telling you is, shit you be thinking is better. I'm not telling you to go, just like I tell you with any type of drug. These drugs are not for the, we ain't talking about no fucking weed and shit. But even weed, that's what I'm giving you. Just to give you a lighter version. Not the smoking weed is not like 11, 12, right? Now, weed ain't crack, but I'm going to show you how this shit all boils down to decision and choice. And I don't know what you can say, and it can be addictive. We're talking about crack now. I can understand highly addictive and blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, motherfuckers got to face their own responsibilities. I'm not saying these people didn't fuck up and do what's wrong and shit, but at the end of the day, choices are choices. I'm gonna show you this with a lighter version with weed. My nigga, I smoked weed since I was 11. By the time I got to high school, I would go to class, and I had a homeboy that would skip class just to go smoke weed and shit. I wasn't doing that. For one, I was selling grass and shit. But I wasn't finna skip no fucking school to go. The closest I came to that shit is smoking. I didn't even really do this shit that much. I get up, we had to be at school by like, the bell ring about 7:30, some shit like that. I get up and smoke about like 6 o'clock. That's when I was driving to school and shit. I smoked about 6 o'clock, so by the time the bell rung, I wouldn't be as high. I don't want to be, because I've been to class dead ass high, and that is not, one time, and I didn't skip class, but we went to, I sold a nigga some grass, and, he was like, man, come smoke with me, man, for lunch, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Nah, fuck it. So we went by the annex and shit. We smoking. Man, I get back to class. I'll never do this shit again. It felt like everybody was looking at the nigga. And then it seemed like on this fucking day, for some reason, the fucking class just, this was the day everybody wanted to talk and say, fuck the teacher or some shit. It just sounded like bees buzzing in that hole. And the teacher couldn't really get everybody to be quiet. That's it. Fuck this shit. I ain't doing that shit no more. But that's the difference. See, responsibilities. I'm not gonna go skip class just to smoke weed, and I'm not knocking niggas or trying to, point the up or bashing niggas. But I'm just telling you, trying to show you the difference. Them niggas that go to smoke weed and skip, I'm going to class and do my thing. I could smoke weed after school and shit, just like anything else. If you can do this shit and take care of your responsibilities, what can a motherfucker say? Let's take it back to the crack thing. I'm willing to bet you there's some motherfuckers who smoke crack. You just see the average, which is fucked up too. Because like I said, I told you the story about the lady who was trying to sell a kid's bird right in front of, with a kid right there crying and shit, telling her not to. And we sitting there, this is wild shit. I know the hazards of this shit, so I don't think I'm sitting here disregarding all that. What I'm trying to say is, you can't be too fucking rigid in your thinking. I understand what the nigga Bobby used to say. He used to say this shit. He used to say shit like this not about this particular subject. I'm just saying he'll say some shit that was outside the norm of what a conscious person's supposed to say. I remember one time he said some shit, and then I can't remember what it was. And I think somebody was rigid in the fucking audience because he said this shit, and then he just snapped and started going. You know, I'm tired of niggas. I can't remember he didn't say that, but it was like some shit. It's just like I'm tired of niggas. He just went from what he was going to, and he just stopped and switched up. To me, it came off like somebody scoffed at what he said because it was not the rigid shit they was used to. And he had to, you know, he probably seen somebody in the crowd make a face or frown up or some shit that went off. I think I see why. That's how it came out to me. But and I keep bringing him up like this because he's the main one that used to say this shit. You niggas are too rigid. You're too puritanical. You're too fucking. You bring your Christian mind into this fucking into this true spirituality shit. You gotta lead it, and that's all I'm saying. The shit that we do as people, and it's like reverse psychology. It's shit that we do that has been, what's the word I'm looking for? Stigmatized, but it's really shit you're supposed to do, or is it wrong as we are looking at it to be. It's really not what you. It's really not that you're doing something wrong. You're doing it wrong. So like I said, you can't make me believe it ain't. I bet you really. I'm betting some stories out there. Motherfuckers say, man, look, probably still smoke crack. You never know. Operating on your nigga ass. But that's why I said that was the purpose of me even saying that was to say some shit that was out of the fucking way of which you usually think as some shit that I know some rigid motherfuckers would frown their face up to break the fucking monotony. You have to break that rigidness up to give you a good example. The cocaine god. This nigga is some real shit. And this shit was, but they used to chew it. See, I couldn't sniff it. I ain't gonna lie. That shit fuck your cartilage up, nigga, nose bleeding and shit. They probably had to give me that shit in the pure form or some shit. I put it up my nose. I'm like, making that a habit. I wouldn't do that. I keep drinking my nose. Don't get it twisted. For some reason, I started talking, my fucking nose started itching. So I cut the camera off. My shit won't even be tripping. That's why I don't know what the fuck is going on. This weird shit. Trust me. Pardon me for sharing my weird little fucking idiosyncrasies and shit, but this shit is crazy. That's probably the cocaine god. The cocaine god. I ain't gonna tell you the name yet. I think I'm gonna say that for the book. Maybe not. I got the name right here. This shit is real. That's why when I saw this shit, I said, man, these fucking, you rigid bastards. I got them out of balls now, balls. Balls. Well, I got y'all nigga ass now. Yeah, I don't want to hear that shit. I'll butt your ass in the head. Black and white. I got it in black and white. Mayan shit. A lot of. See, when you think about Africa and Egypt, there's a lot of dope fucking. This is not a goddamn dope fucking spiritual shit that was going on in America. And I ain't just talking about teepees and shit, and peace pipes. No. They got some fly shit over here. Yeah, I've been doing my shit, studying this shit, man. Yeah. But pause though, I ain't got no grab balls. That's just saying this shit. This just came out like that. I kind of bothered saying that. But yeah, I ain't gonna fuck that. Let me take that out now. But I don't grab balls. Basketballs, footballs, shit, not men balls. No. Anyway. But yeah. So now I want to segue that into saying this. Another thing I think is when that conscious arena niggas get used to preaching to the choir. That's why I'm glad I'm kind of, my shit came, I came the way I came. I had to try to reach out for my own goddamn base to try to teach you shit. And my niggas is niggas. I'm coming for the raw, the niggas you gave up on, put it like that. What's that movie? Fucking, I forgot the name of the movie, but the football team and shit. But anyway, so one thing I gotta notice, the people that really need to be reached are the motherfuckers you think they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about all that rigid conscious shit. They don't care about the fucking. You wanted to get into that, but these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about no fucking frankincense and myrrh. They don't give a fuck about beads and shit. None of that shit. These motherfuckers are into hip hop, ass shaking, fucking, gang banging, all that shit. So you gotta talk to these niggas different. But see, consciousness is more like, fuck them. You know, this thing, I'm not here to carve out no fucking little corner and say, you know what I mean? You know, we gonna put on our dashikis and shit. No, I came to, I'm just, give me the challenge. Give me the niggas over there. Them niggas? Yeah. Them niggas. Them niggas ain't gonna be shit. Yeah. Keep thinking that. And it's same thing. Them niggas over there looking at you like, cause them all fucking spiritual niggas. Nigga, fuck you. Nigga, west side. You gonna get you, buddy. You gonna realize this shit. You need a nigga that comes and not a nigga that's acting like I'm going in to know I'm from the ghetto. I didn't pick up a book and put down my thuggish, ruggish ways. No, I kept my shit, and that was for a reason. Some niggas do that. I used to. No, fuck that. I'm keeping my hat on, my goddamn, my Nikes, you know. Because at the end of the day, just like Bobby said, all the outside shit is, that shit don't mean nothing. And that's what niggas get caught up in most of the time, the outside shit. You're trying to look like you become conscious, and you get so busy trying to look like you're conscious. You start spending more time on looking like you're conscious than really being conscious. Or you be clear, or you know, or it'll put you in a mindset where it can be some conscious shit right in your face hidden. And you won't even know because you thinking just because this nigga is looking like an ordinary street nigga, ain't that conscious about him. The whole while, this nigga can be holding the fucking key to your salvation. Straight from the book about it. That nigga said that shit before. That nigga said, that motherfucker you looking at and scoffing at, that might be the goddamn one. So, that's why I come, I guess I'm looking for the word unconventional, or I come different than what you would think a nigga, you know, supposed to be as a conscious guy. And to be quite frank with you, over these last past 10 years, I've been seeing a whole lot of motherfuckers where you might not think, oh, she's a stripper. When I see that tattoo, that tattoo means that she knows something. She might be shaking her ass in the club, but don't count her out. But in the conscious realm, you're like, oh wow, sisters are out there shaking their asses, and this strip club culture is just them. A lot of them hoes in there know some shit. They just doing what they do. That's even that strip club shit is spiritual. You wouldn't believe that. Get the fuck out of here. You give me some time to sit down and talk to you. I'll show you this shit. Man, I'm telling you, bro. You niggas, you know, that's all I gotta say. This is not the shit on the conscious community or consciousness as you know it. But what I'm trying to say is, you can scare people away with that shit. Subconscious. See me, niggas, they see me, I appeal to them because I look like them. So they get to fuck with me just talking to me on some regular shit, whoop, street shit and all that. And then somehow, some way, it ends up, because it's fucking with me 9 out of 10, you talking to me long enough, even though I might not be aiming to come at you and to teach you no shit. We can just be kicking it. We kick it along enough, something gonna be said, or we gonna see something, or something gonna happen where I'm gonna have to inject the conscious part of me into the shit. And that's like that either be bringing them in slow, or they not meant for it, or they just irredeemable, running the guys off. So, but you more with the in my opinion, I just look at it like to a certain degree. Not everybody, but I think to a certain degree, conscious people kind of got a little too high, got a little bit uppity, and I don't want to say look down, but kind of look down on the same people that they may have need to been trying to reach out more to or something. I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's just, I don't know. But I can tell by the way people talk, though. That's why I said, like I said, the same niggas is telling you, let me give you an example about drugs. Another thing about drugs. That's why I tell you, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. You know, nutmeg, right? They can cook with nutmeg and shit, blah, 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 blah. Now, I remember Bobby gave out the ingredients to a tea that's good for the pineal gland. And it's tea, like any kind of tea, hot, though, if I'm not mistaken, but hot tea, but any kind of tea, you know, whatever flavor you want, whatever. But tea, honey, cinnamon, and nutmeg. But you know, he said with the nutmeg, you gotta be careful because too much of that could be poisonous. Now you wouldn't sit there and ban nutmeg because the nutmeg itself ain't the problem. It's too much nutmeg. Same thing with drugs and shit. Now heroin is some different shit. Now anything that causes an addiction into the point where you actually have to, you could then die if you don't get it. If you looking for that, I bet not you fuck with that. You trying to get that kind of high, sip and drink or codeine or some shit. At your own risk, because that's some addictive shit. That's the thing about it too. Everything we are cultivated to have an addictive nature here in America. That's why I'm telling you, it's not just about drugs. You think of addiction, you just think of drugs. Like, no, motherfucker. You have food addiction that takes people into obesity. You have sugar addiction that takes people into diabetes. You have, but don't nobody put the same fucking emphasis on this shit as they do with drugs. Because it was meant to be that way. They got a war on drugs so the cops can harass. The war on drugs is the war on you. You are drugs. Literally, too. Take that shit literally. When you think they just eating you and shit, you know, they eat your pineal gland and shit too, get high off the shit. So, yeah, take that, put it in your peace pipe. But you see what I'm saying? It's not about what you do, how you do the nutmeg itself. Matter of fact, when I was telling y'all a couple videos back how the Splendor shit, I'll tell you don't do it. I was eating that shit because it's a little better than sugar. I don't get the toothache and shit. I said my arm and shit started feeling weird. I think that could have possibly been, it probably wasn't that. It could have been a nutmeg. I think I did. I think I overdid a little bit of nutmeg in the coffee one day. So I don't know. It's somewhere between that and the fucking Splendor shit. One of the two. I wouldn't really recommend the fucking Splendor shit either. It's white. So they bleached it white. But they don't. I tried it a few times. I noticed they didn't give me the fucking toothache and shit. So I say, so I won't fuck around and pass out from not having any type of sweetness in my damn system. But yeah, but yeah. So I'm like the man that meets in the middle. Cause a lot of shit that what we consider traditional consciousness late 80s, with or the 90s consciousness, which was Bobby been trying to do this shit. We have to evolve out of that shit and stop being so fucking rigid and thinking, that a lot of shit that we've been programmed to look down on, look on that's not conscious, or that's not. Drugs are spiritual thing. That's a spiritual thing. I tell you, it's on mine. So I just want to throw it down there. But yeah, I'll be back, man. Let me go upload this shit, man. But y'all niggas hang tight. Peace.